Hi, my name is Lacey, and the purpose of this video is to go over the disposition of learners. And with that, the three that I feel that I possess are fairness, advocacy, and honesty. So with fairness, being a special education assistant, I feel that I have a good point of that with having a diverse classroom of all different needs and different outtakes of what's going on. And getting the absolute best quality material we can for them has always been a good priority to me, and having them come into a classroom and just so excited to see you, I definitely feel blessed to have that. And another is honesty. So, and being honest when you're not right and when you've kind of messed up and maybe not understood the whole policy or the whole instruction. So one time I had a student that I was supposed to be collecting behavioral data on, and I had messed up, and I thought I was doing what I was needed, but it turned out that I wasn't. And not only did it help me understand that, look, this is how it's supposed to go, but it helped the other people in our classroom to understand, like, oh, okay, this is supposed to be happening this way, this is how it's supposed to be written. It definitely helped. In advocacy, I feel that I'm very good at advocating for a whole diverse of different students that we have, as well as giving the instructions to advocate for themselves. So one time we had a little boy who knew he didn't have the medicine at home to take. He was getting very escalated with just simple things. And instead of, blurting out and throwing a tantrum and just continuing escalating, what had been given to him was instructions of communication. So he turned around and was like, look, this is making me upset. Can I go here? And that was amazing to see that was coming back to us, that, look, he is feeling these things. He is stopping himself and advocating for himself. And that was tremendous. Tremendous. Three that I feel I can work on are high expectations. So expecting and withholding more of myself as far as time management goes. I definitely feel that I could work on that. Taking bits of time out of my day to give back to my students after school time is another one of those high expectations I feel I definitely need to be working on. Another one is reflection. So given my time to reflect on not only just that day, but all the working pieces of those students. So how, if I did this differently, how is that going to help this student or students further their education? I feel I definitely can work on that for sure. Respecting the diversity of others. I feel like I could work on that as far as culture goes and intertwining that with learning and lessons. So having a better understanding of my students and their cultures and the diversity that they also come from, and interpreting that into lessons respectfully, I feel is one that I could definitely work on as well. And some that I feel a teacher should possess is pro-conduct. So engaging with your students as far as positively goes. Giving them kind words, showing them kindness, rewarding them, reinforcing that through activities, stories of your own, seeing that you can stop a classroom and being like, okay, this has gone great. And reinforcing that positivity, I definitely think so. And as well as carrying that on to the parent or the person that they live with, as keeping a positive relationship with them of, thank you for communicating back with me. This happened today, and I was the constant understanding of kindness and giving that back, I think. And curiosity, always having wonder, wanting to know more, not just for yourself, not just to better yourself, but also to better your students, to better your coworkers. you know, wanting to know the different technologies that are out there so you can bring that in to learn with, to have your students communicate through with, to have parents communicate with, I think is definitely a must in a teacher. Compassion. That is probably one of the biggest ones I feel you should have as a teacher, of compassion. So knowing your students, having genuine good reflection and good relationships with that, and showing the empathy of that. And always just being there, making sure that even when you're not having a good day, you're taking that time out when you can to be like, look, they're here to be here to learn. So constantly showing compassion, giving your best forward so that your best comes back, not just to you, but to your students and coworkers as well. One coworker may not be feeling well, so you're like, okay, let's give Miss D some time to just digest what's going on. That way we can get back to this. Always showing compassion, that you do care and that you are understanding, I feel are some definitely key points. Thank you, and I hope this helped with the different diversity and of the diversion of learners. Thank you.